All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, and Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their hashtag no ketchup. So they're calling this one an Imperial IPA that comes in at 8.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed time of review. This can is approximately 2 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a couple of very good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews. So huge thanks to them for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to their channel. Fantastic guys, great content. They have some of the best chemistry when it comes to beer tubing. They have a good time every single time they review beers, and they are so generous. Mike was the one that actually hooked me up with this one. He actually gave me 3 other half beers in total. Mike, along with his wife Amanda, and myself, along with my dad, all went to the Bill Burr show here in Buffalo. And beforehand, we went and got some dinner, and Mike gave me 3 other half beers. I had no idea he had any other half beers for me. He did mention something about this, but I had already forgot about it. But he had 3 other half beers for me. I had a beer for him. And he did say, so this is what Mike said, and I believe Dan has the same opinion or very close. They said they had a can of this recently, and it wasn't as good as it was when it was fresh. The beer had changed. So if you've had this one fresh, or you had it like a month old, and you see this review and you're like, wow, that tastes nothing like what I had. Again, this is a couple months old. It's not, super fresh, but Mike handles all of his beers properly. He had it in the fridge the entire time. So I think we should be okay. Hopefully this beer is still good. I wasn't going to review it, but then I was like, it's Hop Butcher, it's Other Half. I gotta review it. Black tab means Other Half and Hop Butcher clearly. So, or not, but no, means the Brooklyn location. This one was canned at, I believe. Okay, let's give it a pour here. So the hops they're using this one are Citra, Nelson, Sauvin, Cashmere, and Pacific Sunrise. So really, so I thought I poured that a little bit too aggressive. I love the label here. Ketchup packets, hashtag no ketchup. Chicago style hot dog. And a lot of people in general say no ketchup on a hot dog. So that's why they named it hashtag no ketchup. I would imagine that's Hop Butcher's idea, or maybe it was Other Halves, or maybe a combination. Anyway, yeah, that looks beautiful. Has that hazy orange-yellow color, very murky, very turbid, about a 2.5 finger of this super creamy, luscious-looking off-white head. Beautiful-looking beer. Beautiful-looking beer. Let's get a nose. It smells good still, really good. Oh. Sweet and like crisp white grapes, probably from the Nelson. Peach, apricot, stone fruity. Nice citrus characters, like a candied orange. So a little bit of like a grassy herbaceousness here too. Oh, maybe even a touch of like a melon of some sort. It smells sweeter. It does. It smells kind of like a Hop Butcher. Combination of like a Hop Butcher 7.5% hazy from them, and then a real nice like oat cream IPA from Other Half. Like it has that sweeter kind of candied fruitiness to it. Maybe even like a little bit of like a Fruity Pebbles thing. Man, that white grape is really nice. It smells really like, a lot of times you get that white grape and it's like, oh, it has like a, to me, like I'll taste it, like, oh, tannic white grape skin, juicy, but it almost smells candied. Almost like a bubblegum-esque kind of yeast kind of note. Almost like a grape bubblegum. I don't know. This is crazy. It keeps on opening up as I go back for more. Listen, they said this is dropped off, Mike and Dan, and I a lot of times our palates match up. Sometimes they don't. I'm curious to see how this tastes, because if it tastes as good as it smells, I don't even know if I want to experience this fresh. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks to Dan and Mike. Mike, appreciate it, buddy. This is still really good. Is it amazing? No. What the fuck? The finish is wild. Someone mentioned this tasting note. It may have been Dan. Dan, let me know if you mentioned this or not. Maybe I saw it on Tap Checking. And boy, have I never agreed with whoever said this more. And I've never said this in any kind of hop forward beer review. Do you know cotton candy grapes? You ever have them? Usually more expensive. They're not my favorite. I love them. They're delicious. Not my favorite. Moondrop grapes are my favorite. The ones that look like little eggplants. Those are fucking divine. Cotton candy grapes, really good. Problem I have with cotton candy grapes, sometimes they're too sweet. You can't eat a lot of them, right? This tastes like cotton candy grapes. Or like a bubble gum. Like instead of cotton candy, those grapes tasting like bubble gum. I think it's from the yeast, but it has this like cotton candy grape kind of juicy, sweeter, kind of just pungent white grape character. I don't know. Dan, I'm going to have to look up. You may have said that on Untappd. You may have said that to me when we've been in a private chat on fucking StreamYard or something, but I feel it's like you. I feel it was you, buddy. I don't know. Maybe it was somebody else. Anyway, body and mouthfeel. Body on this one, higher side of medium. It's what it should be for 8.2. Maybe lower side of full, but higher side of medium. The mouthfeel, really nice. It has this soft, smooth creaminess, but it's not overly soft, smooth, or creamy. Has some carbonation, let you know it's still a beer. But it's kind of like, not quite to like an oat cream level, but getting there. Kind of like very appropriate for a lot of Hop Butcher IPAs. That's perfect pour right there, obviously. Body's appropriate, so is the mouthfeel. The taste, that cotton candy grape is the predominant note. It's all over my tongue. I'm getting candied orange, candied and juicy orange at the front of the tongue. Passes through a little bit of that peach and apricot kind of stone fruity vibe. Getting this undertone of kind of like a honeydew melon, something like that. And it finishes with a really big dryness, like more dry than I expect from other Half and Hop Butcher, but it's really welcomed here. Some mild bitterness, not really bitter. Listen, Mike and Dan, and Mike especially for giving me this one, thank you very much. But also, if this dropped off, then fresh just must have been fucking out of this world, because for 2 months old, like if I didn't know the day on this, you're just like, oh, Joe, it's like 3 weeks old or whatever. I'm like, yes, I'm great. There is no detection of like any kind of, there's no oxidation here. The hop flavors haven't fallen off. Nothing has changed from if I was drinking this fresh, if I didn't know any better. So if this was fresh, like better than this, then fucking wild to me, because this is still delicious. This is delicious. I don't want to say it. I think what is really playing in my mind is that cotton candy grape kind of quality. It's so noticeable. But again, you replace like a lot of times people, depending on the brewery and the yeast they're using and whatnot, a lot of times you'll get like cotton candy from the yeast. Sometimes you'll get bubble gum, like Treehouse. A lot of people, bubble gum, right? And then Hop Butcher before has said cotton candy in their beers, right? And I haven't necessarily gotten cotton candy. Every time someone says cotton candy, I always go bubblegum. I think that's what's happening here. It's like cotton candy grapes, but like a bubblegum kind of feeling as opposed to cotton candy. This is great. This is two of my favorite hop forward breweries. And Mike telling me like, it's a couple months old. It fell off a little bit. I don't care. This is great. Thank you, Mike. I'm so happy you gave me a can of this. And again, I'm sitting here acting like 2 months old is fucking, 2 years old. I've had so many Hop Butcher and other half beers last, 3 months plus. So I'm not surprised. The way Mike was making it sound, yeah, Mike, I'm blaming you. Now, the way he was making it sound, it's like, you probably still will enjoy it. It's probably still pretty good, but it was awesome fresh. So maybe that's still the case here, but I'm going to go pretty high on this because it's still excellent. So hashtag no ketchup, collaboration between other half and Hop Butcher, 4.5 out of 5. It's great beer. Not much more to say. Oh yeah, 8.2%. Nah, not here. Only reason I would guess in that 7.5%, 8% kind of range is because the body and the mouthfeel would indicate to me, yes, it should be around that. Absolutely no fucking alcohol strength, no warming in chest, nothing. Price point availability, I have no idea. Mike gave it to me. As far as the price goes, I'd imagine $20 4-pack for this, somewhere in that realm. And the availability, I think these may have been just released at like the breweries. So in New York City, Brooklyn. Domino Park is the other one. FLX, East Bloomfield. Maybe here in Buffalo, they're going to open up that. They've been selling out of that for a while now in downtown Buffalo. Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia. Probably at the breweries you could get this. I don't think this made distro. If it did, and you picked this up at a local bottle shop or something, let me know. Be cool. Maybe you did. I have no idea. All I know is this is a great collaboration, even not super fresh. I still love it, and I can't thank Mike enough. Go check out Mike and Dan and Mike. Two great guys. By the time you see this review, hopefully I'm reviewing some more beer with them. We have some more trio reviews coming, because we're planning on meeting up before the big beer tuber palooza at the end of September. So anyway, not much more to say about this. Again, if you've had this one before, post in this comment section. Thanks to Dan and Mike for this beer. And until the next one, cheers.